We are live on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for our WWE Survivor Series 2021 preview and predictions. I am back once again with the legend himself, the star maker, the king, the manager of all the stars, John Cena, Bobby Lashley. The list goes on and on. He is Kenny Bolin.
And name dropped recently by Charlotte Flair. Oh my God!
When does this stop for you, Kenny? When
It
do
just doesn't.
people stop increasing your ego?
Retired in 2012, and then you got Steve Austin mentioning me, Bobby Lashley mentioning me, and then Charlotte Flair. As you know, I got a copyright strike for having Monday Night Raw on in the background when they were in Louisville. I said, "Hey guys, you got to make this up to me. You're costing me money. I need something done." King, what can we do? I said, I don't know. Maybe plug my show, plug my name. What can you do? And the next thing I know, Charlotte Flair, who are those? Michael Cole and what's his sidekick's name?
Pat McAfee.
All of them. Yeah, McAfee. All of them mentioning my name. So you got to love that. You got to love that.
You got to love it.
I had to settle out of court. Everybody said you should sue them. I said, man, I had 1,500 donations come in because of that. So Scooby even got money out of the deal. He got dog biscuits, right, Scooby? Yeah, I know. He's good.
Scooby, the real star of the show, is here with us, and we hope all of you are as well live. Remember to drop a thumbs up on this video if you're watching us on YouTube right now. Let us know in the live chat your predictions for WWE Survivor Series 2021 this Sunday from Brooklyn, New York, the Barclays Center, my hometown. Can't wait for it to go down, as well as hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for a whole bunch of great content. I'll be doing interviews over Survivor Series weekend with WWE stars. So you'll see me chatting it up with the WWE superstars, as well as me on Smack Talk with Rick Ucchino and Dutch Mantel later on tonight, 11:05 p.m.
Wait a minute. Ucchino still has a job with the company? I thought I had to talk with the owners and that was gonna, go.
He does for one more day, Kenny, because
hanging on by a thread.
He will have to quit from embarrassment, from the shame of what's going to happen on Saturday. Kenny, did you hear what's going to happen?
I apparently haven't heard. Smarten me up a little bit. No one else has.
Sportskeeda Wrestling has come up with this great trivia challenge of sorts with the analysts, with the talking heads, the contributors of the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel. Rick Ucchino is the current champion of the world of trivia on this YouTube channel. But you know why, Kenny, right?
Well, I also know that Rick Ucchino couldn't beat me in a popularity contest if nobody voted but his immediate family. I can't imagine that he's going to beat you in a trivia contest.
Yes, that is the reason why, Kenny, because you
weren't in the last one, were you? You were ixnayed from it.
He never faced me. My only time on the trivia contest, I had the biggest the biggest win in the trivia contest history. I won by 10 questions. I was so damn good. And he has the individual that I beat, Kevin Kellum, on his team on Saturday. We're doing a Survivor Series.
Big fan of mine.
Survivor Series styled trivia contest. It's Team Rick Ucchino with Kevin Kellum, with my guests from the Full Gear preview and predictions, Kate Hensler from Fightful, as well as John Alba, who works with Conrad Thompson on ad-free shows. So he got some big stars. But I was the one that had a brunch with John Alba over the weekend. I'm good friends with John Alba. I had Kate. Me and Kate are both heels. He stole my friends to be on his team. That's how bad Rick
happens
Ucchino
to me all the time. All my trollers go to competitive shows so they can think they're still linked in my inner circle. It happens all the time. Raiju, the owner of the company, by the way, there's no 4 owners. It's just Raiju. He's on here lying already. Post his comment, producer. Post his comment.
Where we got Raiju? It's so many comments. Thank you all for joining us. Look at that. Raiju says Ucchino is our star. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, I am telling you, Raiju, he will quit from embarrassment.
Yeah, he'll
what
quit.
will happen to him on Saturday because Team SP3, I got Jose. I'm going to redeem Jose. Jose has lost to Kevin. He's lost to Rick. I'm going to redeem Jose because he's on Team SP3, as well as the face of UK wrestling media, Alex McCarthy, and Sat E. Nyangi from Wrestling Daily. Yes, the Daily Boys are going to be here on Sportskeeda Wrestling, and Rick Ucchino will quit from embarrassment of the being he will take.
I'm assuming Raiju's got a mouse in his pocket. He says our star, so maybe him and that mouse think he's a star, but he will not go head to head with us. He will get slaughtered in views. He will get slaughtered in knowledge. He will get slaughtered in popularity. Like I said, nobody in his family likes him. He's a cast out. Nobody cares about him. Cincinnati Reds don't want him back because he was in first place when he got his job with the Cincinnati Reds. And then what did he do? He ruined the whole thing, and the Reds damn near finished it. I think they finished in third place. He was no help to the Reds whatsoever.
So if you like ripping on Rick Ucchino as much as us, remember to drop a thumbs up on this video. We want to hear your predictions for Survivor Series in the live chat. Super chat donations are always appreciated, and it makes sure we put up your prediction, your take, your question to Kenny Bolin. But I got a question to Kenny Bolin.
Sure.
How about them releases from yesterday evening? I'm going to go through all of them with Kenny before we even get to the Survivor Series card.
I heard a little something about that, but go ahead and start dropping names. And I've already covered this a little bit on my show, but I saved the main event for you.
Last night, WWE made an announcement that they are releasing more talent. Just 2 weeks ago, they released the likes of Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Scarlett Bordeaux, Mia Yim, Ember Moon. The list goes on and on.
Ember Moon was a shocker to me. I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about that, but Ember Moon and Keith Lee seemed to be getting a bit of a push. I don't know what made them back off of him. But Ember Moon was the shocker to me. I think she is a potential huge star in the business. Someone else's gains, the way I see it. I'd hire her if I had a company. She'd be on my roster.
Absolutely agree with you there. And that's one of the people that I said, if I'm AEW, I'm looking at immediately for my women's division. But let's talk about the talent that were released last night. And we're going to start off hot with you, Kenny, and talk about someone that you're very familiar with.
Of course.
John Morrison. Morrison was released from WWE. He just came back to the promotion at the beginning of 2020. He had a hell of a pandemic run with really good matches on TV as well as pay-per-view. He was in the triple threat ladder match at WrestleMania 36. At WrestleMania 37 this year, he was opposite Bad Bunny, the Grammy Award winner, as well as Damian Priest with The Miz in a high-profile tag team matchup. But he joins his wife, Talia Valkyrie, formerly known as Frankie Monet, who was just released 2 weeks ago. He joins her in being released.
Wow.
What do you think about how WWE used John Morrison in the past 2 years and the fact that he's been released this week?
Well, in my opinion, he'd been one of the featured talents on the show. I mean, I don't watch the product a whole lot, but every time I ever turned it on, Morrison and Miz were a featured part of the show. So I don't understand the move. And then before we get to the rest of the names on the list, if I'm divvying up payroll, because apparently one of the executives there, Laurinaitis, said that it was a cost-cutting move. If the rest of the people that got released yesterday were being paid more than Morrison, then Morrison was being underpaid. He probably shouldn't deserve John Cena money or Brock Lesnar money. But in my opinion, he's a featured talent, one of the best talented athletes in the world. By the way, my old nemesis, Jimmy Cornette, said that John Morrison would never see a day in the WWE. He said this back in the OVW days. If Jimmy says anything other than that, he's a liar. But we get used to that. But John Morrison is one of the great talents in professional wrestling. He's got to be on your roster. You mean to tell me they're still going with this Happy Chandler guy? What do they call him now?
Happy Corbin.
Happy Chandler was a great baseball player in Louisville, but Happy Corbin still has a job, and they let John Morrison go. Now, I hear Corbin's a nice guy, does a lot of charity work, things like that. That's all fantastic. But I'm trying to run a wrestling company. I'm trying to put asses in seats, and I'm telling you, John Morrison, especially with the female population, the girls love him, and John Morrison's going to put a lot more butts in seats than Happy Corbin, especially Miz and Morrison together. Miz and Morrison are a draw. Now, what do you do with Miz? And, not that Miz can't land on his feet, but these two needed to remain together.
I got to agree with you.
Now, name the other 25 people who I do not know who are and don't know why they were being paid to begin with.
A part of the releases last night as well was the girl with the shiniest wizard, Tegan Knox. She was a mainstay on NXT, as well as the Mae Young Classic tournament. She was injured in both Mae Young Classic tournaments. The first one before the tournament started.
Keep the streak going.
And then the second one during the actual tournament in a match against Rhea Ripley. She returned to NXT, was a part of a high-profile feud with Dakota Kai, which Dakota Kai turned heel on. And then earlier this year, she was called up to the main roster alongside Shotzi in a tag team that scored three separate victories over the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions of Natalya and Tamina. Never got a title shot. Then they were separated, drafted to different rosters. Tegan Knox was drafted to Raw, and now 2 to 3, 4 weeks after the draft, she is now released from the WWE.
I knew the name. I knew the name. I had not seen many of her matches, but I did see her. She did beat Natalya, right?
Yes.
And the other name you mentioned?
Tamina.
I think I saw both those matches, and I don't know why you do that. And then just a few weeks later, bail on her. But I don't know enough about her to know if she would have been on my chopping block or not. But if you're going to have her beat Natalya and Tamina, I don't understand this process. But I did know the name. At least I'd heard of her. At least I had that going for me.
It's just
give it. Michael Ryder's up early in the morning and Bob Hazelwood, big fans of the King, watching the show. Make sure to post their comments up there. I do still have executive privilege here, right?
Yes, you do. You could
go.
block whoever you want as well.
As a matter of fact, I've heard that the WWE, my producer on my show, says that the WWE in the last 2 years has released over 200 wrestlers, and that was before the guys got released last night. My God, you could run 8 companies with 200 people.
The people are all saying that you could start a whole new promotion with just the people that WWE have released.
Oh, you could start several promotions. It used to be in the old days, you could have a 30-man roster and run a pretty damn good show.
It's ridiculous. Also released last night was Shane Thorne, or also known as Slapjack, in Retribution. He was signed to WWE back in 2016, a part of TM61 with Mikey Nichols. They were a pretty good tag team, never got too much success in NXT. They were separated when Mikey Nichols was released from the company. Shane Thorne was mainly a jobber to the stars on NXT.
Yeah.
He was called up to the main roster, teamed with Brandon Vink for a little bit of time. And then eventually last year, he was brought up as a part of Retribution and changed to the great wrestling name of Slapjack. And yes, and that was
the marquee.
That was pretty much the end of his career.
What do you think Mikey Nichols looks like he gave blood down at the blood bank, forgot to say when, so I can see why he got let go. And I've always said we got way too much evil running around in the locker rooms of these wrestling companies. And anytime I see a ripoff Jason Voorhees mask or Michael Myers, I get sick to my stomach. I'm about sick of evil. We got enough evil. Bad enough we got Vikings running around that are not in good physical condition like the King. So we got to get these people in shape. Quit giving blood and forgetting to say when. Look at you, got arms that look like they're mosquito bites on a strand of spaghetti, for crying out loud. No wonder he got released. Give a big shout out to Jim Keys. You know why? Jim Keys donated $40 to my show last night to keep me around another hour for all the rednecks that didn't pay their donations, didn't have their badge memberships. Good fan of the shows. Give him a shout out.
There you go.
Save your money for me. Save your money for me. Don't you dare give it to Raiju.
Totally fine.
Don't be giving it to Raiju. He just wastes.
And SP3.
Raiju spends his money on prostitutes and liquor. I've heard from you that wasn't supposed to say that.
Never said a thing like that.
You never said that.
Also released last night was Jackson Riker. Of course, Jackson Riker was a part of the Forgotten Sons. He was also a former Impact Wrestling talent. Of course, he got into a bit of controversy last year when he made his comments known about the Black Lives Matter movement.
Oh, did he?
And I got him a lot of heat. And he is someone that I am unfazed by him losing a job. And honestly, I was asking how he didn't get the phone call 2 weeks ago. But any thoughts, Kenny?
When did he make the comment about Black Lives Matter?
Last year during the whole
the following day would have been a good time to release his ass. So good riddance. And you said he was part of the forgotten. You can't forget what you never knew. So
all three Forgotten Sons have been released from the company in the past.
You can't forget
years.
what you never knew, and I didn't know who they were, so I can't forget them.
There you go.
Good riddance. Goodbye.
The less said, the better. Moving on to a person that does have
redneck lives matter, but not much.
Going on to someone who does have a bit of my sympathy is none other than Drake Maverick, also known as Rockstar Spud. Of course, he was released from WWE last year during their first bit of releases. He released the emotional promo where he got emotional right after finding out that he was released, which subsequently got him rehired by WWE as he was in the Cruiserweight title tournament. And because of his effort, because of the fans getting behind him, he got rehired with the company, went on a run on NXT, was tag team partners with Killian Dane. He was just called up to the main roster about 2.5 months ago to be back in the 24/7 title division, and now he is released once again.
Now wait a minute. Did they get a picture of him getting his release papers from Triple H? It's
terrible. No, that was when he
is terrible.
That was when he re-signed with the company last
July.
I
thought he was getting his release papers there. I thought he just let him know on the show that his services would no longer be needed. He used to be a manager for Aaron the Idol Stevens, who was a member of Ohio Valley Wrestling, and I think for what he does a good job. I mean, as long as we're not trying to make him Shawn Michaels or the next World Heavyweight Champion, he's a great addition to the show. I don't know anything about him personally. I just know that he managed Aaron, I believe, down at TNA for a while, and he did a great job with that. Don't know him personally, never met him, but I'd have him on my roster just as a bump taker, if nothing else. And the promos aren't bad. I did not know that he cried to get his job back. Maybe Cornette should have thought about that. Might have worked.
Might have worked. You never know. And then finally, Kenny, we have the most surprising of the releases last night, which is Hit Row, Top Dollar, Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Wait a minute. All three?
Yes, and Ashanti the Adonis. This follows up from just 2 weeks ago, a part of the last bit of releases. BFAB of Hit Row was released from the company. This team was called up to the main roster, Kenny.
Yes.
5 weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw it. I actually was somewhat entertained by what they were doing. The blonde is awesome. Did they release her too?
Yes.
Oh man, I got a job for her here if she wants to come over. Scooby needs walking. You know, Scooby got to find something for her to do. Oh, my God. No, I'd have kept her. That's the closest thing to Jade that I've seen in a while. I'd have kept her around. I saw the debut 5 weeks ago. So, well, you better impress early. Give a shout out to my boy Chris Schmidt here. Chris Schmidt's co-host on my show. You're getting a lot of support from the Bolin folks this morning.
They're up early.
Rare that I'm awake this time of day. They're shocked I'm up. They can't believe I make these 11 a.m. shows. All to cater to Raiju. All because Raiju's up at 9:30 at night.
I do agree. Kenny will get us canceled.
I'm doing my best.
I almost dropped the F-bomb here because this group was called up 5 weeks ago. Kenny, they were the hottest thing on NXT, the most popular thing.
You're kidding me. So what are they not seeing?
They just became a stable in May, Kenny. In May.
Well, I saw that. I saw it. I liked what I saw. I didn't have any problems with them. It was different. There wasn't anybody else doing what they were doing that I can recall. At least they weren't monsters. They weren't risen from the dead somewhere and put on some goofy ass mask. They weren't leftover Vikings that were discovered on a wrecked ship somewhere on a beach. You know, they were doing something that nobody else was doing. God forbid that.
It's preposterous. This is just baffling, especially the last two bits of releases.
Did my co-host just say I'm good only in small doses? He watches me for 5 hours a night. He needs to shut up.
I guess he's saying he's tired of doing that. But yes, that is all.
He might get fired right here today too. He might be on the release list.
budget cuts from the Kenny
Pay him
Bolin
too much as it is anyway.
alley. But yes, guys, remember to drop a thumbs up on the video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you are new. We are going to break down the card for WWE Survivor Series 2021. Not much of a card, only 6 matches on the card, so it's good that we
Well,
had
wait a minute. What show is Super Santa watching? He just referred to us as gentlemen. Who is he talking to you?
Yeah, just me. Just me.
Better not be talking to me. You
Thanks,
talking to me? Don't be talking to me.
Thanks, Supersonic. We appreciate
Yeah.
you. But yes, only 6 matches on the card, so it's good that we have Kenny here to talk about the WWE releases. We feel for everyone who was released, but we all know they are going to be more successful and bounce back immediately.
I didn't realize the hip hop team got released. I saw the names come up and I didn't recognize the names. I'm going, who cares? John Morrison and screw everybody else. But my God, I was blown away by that. Oh well, just proves somebody doesn't know what the hell they're doing. But what else is new?
What else is new?
What else is new? Well, you got connections. You got connections with the office. You should have saw this coming.
Teach his own. I'm not going to say anything. Get me in trouble or her in trouble.
But no, yes, we don't want that.
But yes, they're going to have to
shout out to Krista Love, by the way. Hi, sweetie. How you doing?
Love. Hey, Chris.
Has your hubby got his stuff packed yet? Tell him I'd be doing so.
There you go. But yes, they're gonna have to replenish the roster for sure. They gotta, they're doing 2 nights of WrestleMania and they're releasing this much talent. It's very troubling. But with Hit Row gone, they're gonna have to replenish their.
Well, it might be like in the old days in Memphis. You might be working 3 matches, one in one gimmick, one in another, and then the main event in the battle royal under a mask. They might be working 3 matches.
Do very well from the Mick Foleys and Savio Vegas of the world who have multiple gimmicks. But yes, with Hit Row gone, they're gonna have to replenish their tag team division, which brings us to the first match we're gonna cover here on the Survivor Series preview and predictions. It's gonna be the Raw Tag Team Champions of RK Bro going up against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. The Usos became the Tag Team Champions back at Money in the Bank, defeating the Mysterios on the kickoff show, while RK Bro defeated AJ Styles and Omos in the opener to SummerSlam 2021. These 2 teams hadn't mixed it up until this past week's Monday Night Raw when they were in a 6-man tag team matchup, which the Usos and Seth Rollins defeated RK Bro and Big E. Who is the best tag team on the main roster? Who do you think is going to win, RK Bro or the Usos, Kenny?
Wow, that's actually a tough call. I'm going to call it now. Randy Orton finally gets sick of this RK Bro crap. He wants to break away from it, and he will do something to cause RK Bro to get pinned and just kind of lay the groundwork. I think Randy's about fed up with that crap, and he wants to move away. I hear things going on in the back.
Oh boy, I didn't know that.
No, maybe I don't. Maybe I just made that up. But either way, that's what I'm looking for.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Kenny.
Who's this clown? Oh, that's my biggest fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's good old Kevin.
Didn't mean to call him a clown.
We do have a question from Raiju before I give my prediction for RK Bro versus the Usos. He says, "Who does Tony Khan pick up out of this?"
Well, if he doesn't pick up John Morrison, he's a blithering idiot, and I'll tell him that to his face. I mean, with all the B, C, and D level talent he's picked up and does absolutely next to nothing with them, pick up John Morrison and actually put somebody on the roster who can actually work, entertain, perform, and be a difference maker. So I don't know about any of the other. Hell, you want to pick up that whole hip hop crew, give them another hip hop name. They probably do pretty much the same gimmick. It's been done before. But if he doesn't pick up John Morrison, he's a blithering idiot. Now, like I said, get him on the phone. I'll tell him right now.
I agree with Truly Heel Romeo saying Khan is picking up Swerve with the Quitniks. Out of this batch, I would say Swerve is the must-have talent out of
over John Morrison.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yes, John Morrison's 39, going on 40.
You should fire everybody that agrees with that.
Swerve is in his prime. I mean, I would pick up John Morrison as well, but if I had to pick up
all right, just show me some. Show me 2 functioning brain cells. That's all I want. So. Go ahead.
And Jim K says, now we can see Hit Row versus Acclaimed. I am all here for that rap battle. But yes, I am going to go with the Usos to beat RK Bro. RK Bro have been dealing with their own issues over the last couple of weeks because Riddle is too much of a babyface coming to make the save for the Street Profits.
And Randy's too much of a natural born heel. I mean, trust me, that thing needs to end. Let Bro do whatever Bro does. Let Randy do what Randy does, and have the Usos keep Papa Bear happy.
Next up, we got the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura with Rick Boogs in his corner versus the United States Champion Damian Priest. Damian Priest won the United States Championship back at SummerSlam over Sheamus, while Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Apollo Crews to become the Intercontinental Champion just a couple of months back. These two men have not interacted at all, so not much of a story to tell here to
No,
Kenny.
there's not
It's
much
just
at
a
all
match.
there.
It's just
Everybody
a match.
knows. Yeah,
But
everybody
who do you
knows
think's
my
gonna win?
love for Shinsuke Nakamura, and anytime he doesn't win, I think it's a crying shame. By the way, let me get my Bowling Club Cola over here. It's one of the hottest things on the market right now, Bowling Club Cola. It's pretty good stuff.
There we go. Bowling Club promotion right there. I'm gonna go with
I am not all in on this Damian Priestley guy. I'm just not all in.
Priestley? Damian Priest.
Yeah, that's the guy. Damian Priestley. That's what I said.
Why are you not in on him?
I don't know. There's just something there that's not clicking with me. I don't know what it is. There's some of these people just sometimes you just there's just something that doesn't tell me that there's a potential world champion in the making there. I don't know what it is, but I'm not all in yet. I need to see a little bit more. So, but if you need to elevate him, a win over Shinsuke would be the way to do it. But I'm a big Shinsuke fan. He should never lose. Still should be undefeated.
Okay. I am a big Shinsuke fan since his time in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I've always been a fan of Shinsuke. He will always be the king of strong style. But WWE doesn't feel the same way. I'm going with Damian.
Yeah, they apparently don't feel the same.
I'm
going just for Asuka to come back too. Do we have any updates on Asuka? I see her on Instagram all the time. We have the same living room furniture.
Not as of yet. But
I dream about her. She dreams about me. We have a lot in common.
Very nice. But the women's divisions
can't talk about the dreams though, because of this show. They don't like the R-rated stuff, so I can't even talk about the dreams.
The women's division is going to be on display, Kenny, at Survivor Series this Sunday. 5-on-5 elimination contest. For Team Raw is going to be Queen Zelina, Carmella, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Rhea Ripley, number one contender for the Raw Women's Champion Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair. For Team SmackDown, it's going to be Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, Natalya, and a partner to be announced. And it was announced last night on social media that Tony Storm will be the last participant of Team SmackDown. So who do
Tony
you think
Storm. Well, Tony Storm got famous. You know how Tony Storm got famous. She was on her way to the ring when Charlotte Flair declared herself the Star Maker. I went from 50 inbox messages a day to about 1,200 messages the following day. People furious that Charlotte Flair was mentioned by name. I said, calm down, everybody. It's just a court settlement. It's just a courtroom settlement. She might mention my name several more times. Part of the deal. Don't worry about it. Calm down. Making a lot of money off this deal. Lots of donations come rolling in. People wanting to fundraise. People wanting Charlotte Flair canceled for trying to portray herself as the Star Maker. I said, that's all right. Just let her mention my name. You know, I got bad knees. I'm not going there anytime soon. Nobody wants to do the virtual manager thing I came up with where they have me on a 75-inch monitor, roll me around the ring, have me in backstage meetings, have me booking matches. I mean, no one's jumped on it yet. Tony Khan's blowing it again. He probably won't pick up Morrison, and he hasn't got me as his virtual manager yet. He's blowing it. Tony Khan is a financial disaster. There's money to be made with me and Morrison, I'm telling you right now. 30 nights of Bovember, Chris Schmidt said. We're raising money for Filipino typhoon victims, so my heart goes out to Shotzi. I like that Shotzi had to get off the tank. I'm glad they did that. She seemed happy to get rid of the tank, from what I gathered. And the producer of the show, J.J. Arwood, in the building. He seems happy about that. He's just shocked he's awake right now. But we got a big turnout of the bowling crew over here tonight. We appreciate this morning's turnout. Chris Schmidt, all the co-hosts, all the guys are here, except Joe Pesci. I haven't seen Pesci in here. Pesci had his tooth pulled the other night. He's probably in the hospital. He doesn't deal with pain very well.
Okay, are you going to pick somebody, Team Raw?
So just a winner out of the whole thing is what you're wanting?
Yes, Team Raw. Who's going to be the
I love Shotzi. Shotzi has not donated to my Filipino fundraiser yet, which shocks me. She's Filipino. Cough up some cash. You know what? I'm going to go with Sasha Banks.
All right, so Team SmackDown wins with Sasha Banks as the sole
Mhm.
survivor. I'm gonna
Yep.
go with Team Raw winning with Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair being the sole
Oh,
survivor.
oh, oh. What do you think Tony Storm's going to do?
I think Tony Storm is gonna get an elimination. She might be either her or Shotzi are gonna be the second to last to get eliminated
Second to last.
before
Okay. All right.
before Sasha is eliminated. I think Sasha's gonna be the sole survivor
If
on the
you're putting her
SmackDown
in
side.
as the last mystery partner, she better not be the first one out.
Oh no, she's definitely. I don't think Tony Storm is
Who's
definitely
first
gonna
one out? Let's go there. Who's first one
on
out?
On the SmackDown side, I will
Mhm.
say Natalya.
There
On the
you go. I
Raw,
agree with you.
on the
We're on board there. I agree with that. Was my pick.
on the Raw side, I'm gonna say Carmella.
Carmella. She didn't get released.
Nope, nope,
All
nope.
right.
Her
All right.
job's safe. Her job's safe. Her honey's on commentary. She's good. But we have another
No, wait,
five
wait.
on
Which one's her honey? I don't know some of these
Corey
names.
Graves. He's on
Oh Jesus
commentary.
Christ! Yeah, they
Uh,
should release both of them.
we have another 5-on-5 elimination matchup, but this
Why
time
don't they silhouette Happy Corbin to let us know he's been released?
But this time with the men, it's going to be Team Raw of Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Austin Theory, and Bobby Lashley versus Team SmackDown of Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, Happy Corbin, and a mystery partner to be announced, which probably be social media before tonight's show. But it's been a story
Okay.
of two different teams. Team SmackDown haven't really interacted with one another. They've been doing their own thing, while Team
Mhm.
Raw has been battling amongst themselves. It was Bobby Lashley who defeated Dominic Mysterio to get him removed.
Like Republicans in Congress, like Democrats in the Senate, man, they just can't get along, man. They got to
Can't
figure out
get
how to work
along.
it out.
They can never coexist. Bobby Lashley took Dominic Mysterio off of the team and replaced him by defeating him. And then he beat down Rey Mysterio so bad on Monday Night Raw that Adam Pearce replaced Rey with Austin Theory. So who do you
Hmm.
think is going to win, Team Raw and Team SmackDown? And who will be the sole survivor?
Sole survivor, I'm going with Bobby Lashley. I'm going to take Bobby Lashley, and I got the survivor on the SmackDown side. Even though I badmouth him all the time, I'm going to pick my OVW boy. I'm going to take Drew. I'm going to take Drew to come out of that and have a Drew Bobby Lashley matchup.
So who's going to be the overall sole survivor?
Bobby. Bobby.
Bobby. Bobby for the
Beautiful,
win
beautiful Bobby Lashley. Beautiful
for
Bobby.
Team Raw. We're gonna have to disagree there. I'm gonna go with Team SmackDown to get the victory, only because, like I said, Team Raw have not got along, and I think they're
Yeah.
gonna implode. I think if Team Raw does get the victory, then the sole survivors will be Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley because they
Well,
want to keep.
Democrats did prove they can get along. They passed the budget bill, so anything can happen because there's been a lot of people looking for that to happen. So anything can happen. Who you got winning it on the SmackDown side? Who's your pick?
Sole survivor, I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre and King Woods. I think they need to protect
Yeah.
King Woods if he is
Mm-hmm.
going to be the next challenger for Roman Reigns. He needs a
Mm-hmm.
big victory here. I wouldn't even mind King Woods being the sole survivor because I think
Mm-hmm.
winning the King of the Ring, then being the overall sole survivor of this matchup would give him
Mm-hmm.
enough momentum that he would be a suitable challenger for
You
Roman
will
Reigns.
certainly understand if I don't back the fake king. You'll understand why, right? Been king since 1974. All others are
How many
faking.
times you defended it?
How many times have I defended being king? Every
Yeah.
time I step out that door, I have my crown with me. If you're big enough and bad enough, take it from me. And guess what? Sitting right there with my trusty, what is that? My potato chip clamp.
Well, you brought her up at the beginning of this show here, Kenny. So it's about time we get to her matchup. Probably
Charlotte Flair?
the most highly anticipated matchup of this Sunday. It
Oh,
will be
my.
the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair going
Yep.
one-on-one with the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. These two women
Mm-hmm.
had a very controversial, clunky, and dysfunctional title swap where Charlotte was given the SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch was given the Raw Women's Championship. These ladies won their separate titles. Charlotte at SummerSlam defeating Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley to become the new champion, while Becky Lynch returned to WWE at SummerSlam and defeated Bianca Belair in 26 seconds. Of course, they had their legendary rivalry in 2018 with an all-time classic at Evolution in the Last Woman Standing match. And there has
I'm
been
just sitting here
personal issues.
thinking. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm a little jealous of that. I'd sure like to have 26 seconds with Bianca Belair, but that's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story.
You're really trying to get us canceled. But yes,
I just said I want to spend 26 seconds. Why is everybody's mind in the gutter on this show? You all, the filthy ones. I'm trying to put on a nice, clean television show here, and you all are guttering it up. You and Raiju and some of these redneck fans in here. I saw a donation. Did you post that donation?
I am about to post the donation. I'm just trying to finish telling them about the freaking match. The reason why this is the most
highly anticipated. Freaking, don't you get us canceled?
I almost said it last time, but
I know you did.
The reason
I'm upsetting you today. Why are you so upset at me? It's Ricky Cheapo you need to be upset with. Don't be hot at me. I'm trying to make the television show for you.
The reason why this is the most anticipated match has nothing to do with anything that's been on TV, because they barely acknowledge each other.
Yeah,
other
it does.
Than promos.
Once again,
TV.
You don't have the inside info, so go ahead and.
It has everything to do with what's going on behind the scenes between the two women. After the title swap, they had an argument backstage that didn't get physical, but Charlotte Flair was removed from the building. Charlotte Flair has been questioning if she wants to still stay under contract with WWE, while Becky Lynch has been viewed as a hero for standing up for Charlotte Flair.
You may not know this, but the rules in wrestling are whenever there's a backstage beef, the person that's going to get their ass whipped gets sent home. Just so you know. That's always been that way. Whoever's going to get their ass whipped gets sent home. So there you go. So
we know who won that fight.
And Becky Lynch called me. Not a lot of people know this. Becky Lynch and I are personal friends. And she took personal exception when she saw Charlotte Flair out there running her gums, calling herself the Star Maker. Becky Lynch wasn't happy about it. She called me. She said, King, I can get a match with her. I can settle up. I can take care of this little problem for you. I said, I'd appreciate it. It's going to look bad if I go down there and slap her. That's not going to be appropriate. I'll get canceled. I won't be on. You can't slap a women these days. You can't do it anymore. Made you change your lifestyle. So you can't do that. So Charlotte Flair, calling herself the Star Maker, upset Becky. Becky's going to take care of problems for me. And maybe I will hand the Star Maker title to Becky Lynch, at least for a couple of weeks, just for settling up with Charlotte Flair. And you know why Charlotte Flair did that? Do you remember back when she had the surgery? And I said, well, you know what? Everybody thinks Charlotte Flair is so gorgeous. Well, I don't want to kiss Ric Flair. You remember that? I said that on the show, and everybody got hot about it. I just pointed out she looked a lot like Daddy, and I didn't want to kiss her daddy. Well, apparently she was offended by that. Not only did she change her look, but now she wants to use my name. So Becky Lynch is going to get even with her. I promise you, Becky Lynch will beat her in 32 seconds.
Wow, what a promo.
A little bit longer than it took her to beat Bianca Belair.
What a promo.
No, I better not go that quick, or there might be a riot in the building. There's that donation. Is that for me? Is that my money?
There we go from HL Hound, who says this year's Survivor Series has never been more accurate of a pay-per-view title with the wrestlers who survived all the budget.
That's not bad.
Shane Hoover or let go. Thank you, HL Hood. We appreciate your super chat donation. And that is
that a pretty dog or an ugly cat? What is that?
It's a pretty dog.
Pretty dog? All right. I'll take that.
So you're going with Becky Lynch to defeat.
Oh my God. Flair. I mean, how can I go with Charlotte Flair? The jealousy, wanting to use my name, trying to get back at me for saying I didn't want to kiss her. For crying out loud. A man can make choices, for crying out loud.
Yeah, they
well, I actually said I didn't want to kiss Ric Flair, is what I said.
This is true. I
still don't. I still have no desire to kiss Ric Flair.
Clarification.
Does that make me a bad guy? Am I a bad guy because I don't want to kiss Ric Flair in the mouth? Well, okay. Well, all right. You can have your opinions.
We got another question.
Kevin says it's a pretty dog.
when we have another question here from Raiju for you, Kenny, what do you guys think of the Becky versus Ric Flair feud over the ownership of the man's gimmick?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, they had a little
about my gimmick being at stake is what I was worried about.
No,
my gimmick.
Raiju doesn't care about your gimmick. He cares about
the only Star Maker in the history of professional wrestling, other than when they gave it to John Morrison for one night. And I made a call to the WWE. I said, hey, I don't know if you guys noticed down here, but we have a Star Maker. Get it off from him. You got 1 week. And then the next week he had another name, right? Do you remember? Remember when it happened? And that's why me and Morrison are close to this day. He didn't want to be the second fiddle Star Maker. He knew nobody would acknowledge him. He was pleased when the Star Maker title was taken away from him because I am the only Star Maker in the history of professional wrestling. Also, the only one that ever put 54 men into the WWE. Look it up on Wikipedia. It's there.
This is why you're the star maker and the king. I'm going to agree with you on this one, though. I am
About
going with
time.
Becky Lynch to defeat Charlotte Flair. I don't know if we get some type of screw job.
Do you expect any shooting going on in this thing here? With
I think
Waller and Dundee had to deal with that a lot. They didn't like each other, but they worked together. They knew they had to work 6 nights a week.
I think Charlotte might try to take a swing. I think Becky's going to be professional. Charlotte is the one that will spark
Charlotte's
any
going to be a
type of shooting.
dumbass if she tries that, because
She
I think Becky can take her in the shoot. I truly do.
I don't. I think that Becky's all talk, in my opinion.
The figure 4 leg lock never actually beat anybody. Just remember that.
Also true. Also true. But finally, we have to talk about the main event of Survivor Series 2021. It's going to be the WWE Champion Big E going one-on-one with WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Unlike a lot of the matches on this card, this actually has some build-up to it. Roman Reigns, of course, won the Universal Championship last year at Payback in August. He's held the title for over 430 days, while Big E just won the WWE Championship last month, cashing in, 2 months ago now, cashing in Money in the Bank on Bobby Lashley to become the WWE champion. The following week, Big E, along with the New Day, went up against the Bloodline in a 6-man tag team showdown, with the Bloodline winning. That same night, Roman Reigns defeated Big E and Bobby Lashley in a triple threat match. And Roman Reigns has been feuding with the New Day over the last couple of weeks over on SmackDown, taking out and injuring Kofi Kingston, and then taking out Xavier Woods, King Woods, this past week on SmackDown, and stealing his crown. So now it is personal between these two champions. So who wins, Big E or Roman, Kenny?
Well, he stole a crown. And the layout of everything, what did you just sit there and admit to everybody? It's all been going in Roman Reigns' favor so far, right?
Yes.
Leading up to the match. Now, normally when that happens, when the baby faces back in the Memphis days, when the heels win the first 5 matches, the baby faces win number 6. They win the go home. Well, it's been all Roman Reigns up till now. I don't see any way that you can do this and not have Big E win the match, or at least maybe a disqualification or something. But it's not going to be a clean win of Roman over Big E. It will not be a clean win.
I am going with Roman Reigns to defeat Big E.
Why you say that? Why would he win all the setups and then win the big payoff too? Why would he do that?
Because
they think that
WWE is only pushing Roman Reigns. They're not.
They
are not in the business of.
As Foghorn Leghorn once said, "You can't argue with figures."
Exactly. I try to use my head as much as possible on these predictions.
Yeah, don't do that.
And
not in the wrestling business. Do not use your head. It'll lead to disaster every time.
It works for me. I was 6-5 for 6-4 for Full Gear, so I was disappointed in myself. But anytime I do a prediction with you, Kenny, I get a lot of them right. So maybe you're
Well, it's because I set you up. I can't come on here and make you look like a fool on your own show. I mean, I got to work with you.
You throw up the
wrestling business work, guys. You got to work with your partners.
You throw up the alley, and I just dunk it down.
There you go. I'm the alley-oop guy. I throw it up to Daryl Griffith, and then you 360 at home.
There we go. We got a comment
There's a reference that not 5 people in here know what the hell we're talking about.
No.
How old are you? Do you know who the living legend Daryl Griffith is?
I do. I'm actually 30.
Did you see the poster holding up my name on the football game last night? Go Bolin at the U of L game. Did you see it?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
And they also named a drinking pub there in the area the Alley. I told them I'd sue them if they called it the Bowling Alley, so they call it the Alley. And then a big sign. I sent it to you in your messages. You better look at it. Big sign held up. Go Bolin. The whole world has seen it. It's almost like the Charlotte Flair mentioned. Everybody wants to drop my name.
James Hagman says, I bet The Rock will show up. Do you think The Rock will show up on the 25th anniversary of his debut, Kenny?
Absolutely not. Do you know why? Why would you advertise The Rock? Why, if you're going to have The Rock show up, why would you not advertise him to increase whoever the hell actually pays for a pay-per-view anymore and to increase ticket sales? By the way, the appearance here in Louisville, when they found out the real Star Maker was not booked on the card, was an absolute disaster. For a 24,000 seat arena, they covered up 18,000 seats. They only sold 6,000 seats. Why? Because Raw came here and did not induct me into the Hall of Fame that night. I should have been a featured guest. I should have been the whole hour one segment that left 2 hours for crappy wrestling. They dropped the bomb when you didn't advertise the Star Maker to return to the Yum Center for the first time in 20 years at a Monday Night Raw event. It would have been a sellout. We would have sold 24,000 seats. They could have put me in the Hall of Fame. They could have made me the greatest manager in the history of wrestling who put 54 people in their damn company, and then they didn't even acknowledge me. Why did you kick out? Why did you kick out? I can't believe you kicked out. I am the king of managers. I am the king of wrestling managers, and I am the king of podcasts, and anybody thinks anything different's a blithering idiot. And Raw, you screwed up. You should have put me on the card, and you'd have sold 18,000 more tickets. You blew it. Don't ever come back to Louisville again. I'm out.
Kenny, please let the people know where they can find you on social media and your YouTube channel.
You got to be an idiot not to know how to find me on social media. My name pops up there at Starmaker Bolin on Twitter, Starmaker Bolin on Instagram, Starmaker Bolin on Facebook. You can donate to my charities, starmakerbolin@gmail.com, $ Starmaker Bolin at Cash App. Scooby needs dog biscuits. Send him some money. He just had his birthday November the 11th. Paul Bolin just had her birthday November the 14th. These people need money. Yeah, mom's dead, but she still needs money. And Scooby needs dog biscuits, and the king needs a new ride. So send those donations. And plus, we got some Filipino families we got to feed. And it'd be nice if Shotzi would donate. Shotzi, if you're watching, and I know you are, donate tonight. I'm helping your people. Oh, and make sure to watch me on the Bowling Alley. I'm doing 30 days of Bowlvember. It's been a huge success so far, raising money for the Filipino typhoon victims. I'll be on tonight sometime, 8:05, 9:05. I don't know, whenever the hell I feel like it. You'll get a notification. Subscribe to the Bowling Alley at youtube.com, the Bowling Alley. Subscribe, and you'll get a notification when I go live. Be there or be square. Aloha.
And you can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHeelSP3. Once again, I'll be back here on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel later on tonight, 11:05.
I didn't get to block anybody yet, so block that Michael Lurie guy. Says that Michael, just block that guy. We won't even acknowledge what the idiot said.
Ban hammer.
Bam hammer.
Ban hammer. But yes,
the host show. I think that Chris Schmidt's a fake too, but what the hell,
You can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHeelSP3 later on today, 3 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be over on the Wrestling Daily YouTube channel.
When are you going to donate? When you make all that big money over there, you and Raiju, why don't you donate? Maybe cough up some of the kids' milk money or something. Those kids
I got two.
Oh, you've lost your train of thought. You can't speak all of a sudden. I asked you to donate.
Twins. Yeah, because I got twins.
You're speaking another language.
I got a beautiful woman at home that
where is she? I've never seen her. I think you're a single dad. I've never seen your wife. Where is she?
I'm definitely not a single dad, or I don't know where my kids would be, because my
last time a single woman showed up on this show, she dumped her husband for me. Now it's a secret. We're not supposed to tell anybody that. You might want to keep your wife behind closed doors.
That's not here. That's over on the True Hill.
That's over on the other
channel, where they can also find me over there. I'll be up on there.
What do you want to do my show? Can I book you for the 30 days of November? Can I have you?
Let me know. Just let me know
what time. What day and time? You pick the day and time, and it's yours.
We will talk once we are done with this stream here. But yes, they can find me.
I tried to get you to commit on the air, but if you're going to be too big of a coward to do that, then we'll do it off the air.
I'm free on Tuesdays and Thursdays usually.
Thursdays are a great. Well, both days are good because we don't go against any nonsense wrestling. So
there you go.
Either day's good.
Boom. But yes, you can find me on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel tomorrow, 10:05 a.m. Eastern time. I'll be over there for True Hill Heat 152 with Drunk Guy JJ, with our special guest, the host.
I had Raiju on the show. It was a ratings disaster, and he donated 1,000 rupees. We thought we were rich. We had like $12. It's a disaster. Right, you better donate more than $12 when you're on my show.
Right, Juice says this show is a mess, and Bob Hazelwood says this show is genius. But yes, you could also see me on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel on Sunday for AE Ramble. I'll be back here tomorrow on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel at 4 p.m. Eastern time with Team SP3 versus Team Rick, or the losers. Just call them the losers.
You might have to tune into that one, because I got you back, man. I got you back. Just slaughter him for me and get him off his network.
I got you. And we are going to destroy Team Rick in the Survivor Series trivia competition. And then back here on Sunday, Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel, we got the Survivor Series post show. So much to enjoy from Sportskeeda Wrestling. You guys know what to do. Drop a thumbs up on this video. Share this video with your friends, as well as become a subscriber to the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel for a whole bunch of
3
great
million
content.
followers on Facebook. Is that amazing or what? 3 million followers.
And let's
I hear
bring
y'all
it
had
up.
like 80 followers before I came aboard, and now we're up to 3 million.
And let's bring it up on YouTube as well. For Kenny Bolin, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. Enjoy Survivor Series weekend. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. This has been WWE Survivor Series 2021 preview and predictions. We are signing off until next time.
Good day.